Brother, everyone's sleeping already. But it's enough people. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get to the end time. Okay, fine. So on the two dots on the bottom of Bet Amud Bet. Yeah.
How many lines up?
4 lines on the bottom of Bet Amud Bet. Amar Mor. How does Rabbi Nahum pronounce Mor? Mor or Mar?
More. He also says Bibai instead of TV.
Bibai. Amar Mor. Amar led. This is quoting a previously mentioned conversation which we had. So Amar led Rabbi Yehuda told Rabbi Meir. He said, "I don't understand you. Kohanim dip in the mikveh while it's still daytime. You have to dip in the mikveh to become pure. You have to dip in the mikveh while it's daytime before Ben Hashemashra. Then you wait till nighttime, and then you're allowed to eat the tirumah. So how can it be me to say that the time for Kriyat Shema allowed to eat, the time of Beshoch Becha, is when the Kohanim are dipping in the mikveh? That's daylight. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to sleep then. So it's too early. So in the Gemara says, Shapir Ka'amar da Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda has a great question on Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir didn't respond. What's Rabbi Meir's response to that question? Way too early. So just a little pause. Just the guys were asking. We spoke out of this Tosafot yesterday on the side. Before we get to the answer of Rabbi Meir's response, this bottom Tosafot over here says, "See that one? Amar Rabbi Yehuda Ba'alo Kohanim Ba'odio Mem Tolim." Tosafot says, "Tema." This is a wonder. This question. Tikshili Lenavsher. Rabbi Yehuda should ask on himself. When does Rabbi Yehuda hold you allowed to say Kriyat Shema from? Our famous Rabbi Yehuda. Plagam and Ha is also daylight hours.
Right.
The Hu Omed, and he says, Miyad Kishavor Plagam and Ha Havit Zman Tfilat Arbit. Once Minha ends, Arbit begins. Mm-hmm. So Tosafot saying, I don't understand. Rabbi Yehuda is asking on Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda asks Rabbi Meir, you're way too early. You're before sunset. How can you tell me that's the time for Kriyat Shema? What do you mean? Rabbi Yehuda yourself, when do you hold Zman Kriyat Shema begins? Plagam and Ha. This is based on Tosafot and Bet Amud Aleph. The Gra explains that this Tosafot is only asking according to his own opinion. Rabbi Nutam and Bet Amud Aleph that said that if Yehuda holds, you're allowed to say Kriyat Shema after Plagam and Ha. So Tosafot's asking on himself. I said that if Yehuda holds, you're allowed to say Shema after Plagam and Ha. Right. And now here Rabbi Yehuda is the one asking Rabbi Meir that Rabbi Meir, oh, it's too early. It's before sunset. What do you mean? You yourself, Rabbi Yehuda, according to how Rabbi Nutam learns that you're allowed to say Shema so early. Simply only for Arbit. Rabbeinu Tam was the one. That's what the Vilna Gaon and the Pri Megadim say. This Tosafot's question is only a question only according to his understanding that if you don't hold, you're allowed to say Shema after Plagam and Ha. Rabbeinu Tam said, remember, he was the one that said, when's his why are we saying Kriyat Shema in Shul? What was Rabbeinu Tam's explanation? We hold like Rabbi Yehuda that holds you're allowed to say Shema after Plagam and Ha. Remember that?
That's yeah. We didn't say Lechat Tefillah, did we?
Rabbeinu Tam said Lechat Tefillah. Rashi said no. Rashi said you have to repeat it after. But Rabbeinu Tam said no. Don't worry about it. The Minhag is great. We're going to Rabbi Yehuda that holds Shema starts at Plagam and Ha. So now Tosafot was asking on himself. He's saying, wait, if I'm right that Rabbi Yehuda holds you allowed to say Shema from Plag, why is it Rabbi Yehuda asking Rabbi Meir? He's telling Rabbi Meir, oh, it's too early to say Shema before Shekiah with the Kohanim did. Mm-hmm. The question is that you yourself agree you say Shema after Plagam and Ha. And the Tosafot v'yesh lomad teledideh lo kasha le lo kasha. He wasn't asking on himself. According to him, it's not a question. The Lord darish beshoch becha u'kumecha. He is not doresh beshoch becha u'kumecha the way we're being doresh beshoch becha. Rabbi Yehuda is not doresh beshoch becha when people go to sleep. Wow. He's not doresh like that. He holds from Plagam and Ha already. You're allowed to say Kriyat Shema. He must be learning. He must be arguing on our whole sugya. And Rabbi Yehuda has a whole different method to figure out when Kriyat Shema, the time of Kriyat Shema in the afternoon starts, and therefore he comes out with Plagam and Ha is already the halachic nighttime. So Rabbi Yehuda says, according to me, I'm not on your page. I'm not learning the way you're setting up the source for Kriyat Shema. So according to me, I could start from Plagam and Ha. Mm-hmm. But according to the Rabbanan that learned Beshoch Becha means has to be the time you're going to sleep. De'enos man kashe. Rabbi Yehuda asked a question on Rabbi Meir. De'enos man shechiva.
He doesn't hold of it either.
So this is a basic. Sometimes the Gemara says leshitatcha. Rabbi Meir said something, and Rabbi Yehuda is asking a question on Rabbi Meir only according to Rabbi Meir's understanding. You, Rabbi Meir, learned B'shoch B'cha means it's the time people are going to sleep. So how could you say that the time for Kriyat Shema is before Shkia? It's impossible. Me, I'm not even in the conversation. I hold you. I'm way earlier. Right.
Could this be
I
where?
way earlier because I don't learn B'shoch B'cha the way you learn. I don't learn it has to be people going to sleep.
I like that also.
How does he learn though? What are you saying that? How
He
does
learns by the end of a book in there.
He doesn't go according to the
He doesn't learn B'shoch B'cha. You could say he doesn't learn B'shoch B'cha means when people are going to sleep.
Right.
From when I learned years ago, I remember Rabbi would say maybe B'shoch B'cha means the halachic time of evening. It doesn't literally mean when you're going to sleep. It means in the time period when people go to sleep, meaning evening time. Even though people aren't actually sleeping.
I don't even know if it's in between. It's before Shkia.
Right. So then he could have it much earlier, but if he learned B'shoch B'cha like everybody else on the page, it means that people are going to sleep. How are you telling me the time? It's before Shkia, before sunset.
Could he be learning that it's Shema Shomitah?
Shema Shalamita.
No.
Shema Shalamita is an extra. We saw it's like an extras. That's not.
I'm saying because when people go to sleep, that's when they usually
Oh,
say
he'll
it.
learn B'shoch B'cha is
pertains to that. Yeah.
is the time when people are literally going to sleep.
Yeah.
The problem was Tosavot said we pray in shul way early, and wanted to know why we sang Shema in shul. Tosavot says that if Yehuda says you fulfill your obligation of saying Kriyat Shema at that time.
So you learn from by Boker, meaning that's in between time from when the Kohanim did.
You saying maybe the Yehuda will learn B'shoch B'cha is not talking about Kriyat Shema at all. It's talking about Torah. And he learns, some sort of thing.
Then it's in between time, but it's still daylight, so we don't know.
Right, that's making a turn if you learn that Yehuda is learning
Right.
Rabbanan, you're really veering off of the sugya.
So we said in the beginning by Boker. We said there's two different
Not that
possibilities.
Right.
Possible with the Kohanim.
Okay, so just the recap, basically this Tosafot is saying the whole question of Yehuda is asking to be Meir is only according to be Meir's understanding himself. That learns you have to go B'shoch B'cha, so he's saying it's way too early, but Meir Yehuda says I go with much earlier. I'm not even on the page over here. Maybe that makes sense. We didn't bring him down over here. He's not even in this whole conversation. He has a whole different, you ask that why, where is he? Where's the Yehuda? Yehuda argues, where is he on the page? He has a totally different, he's on a different ballpark. He holds at the time for Kriyat Shema is much earlier, and he has a different, he doesn't Doresh B'shoch B'cha. Like I'm talking a lot. Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay. Rambling. Fine. So again, I'm on what? I'm on there. Rabbi Yehuda tells Rabbi Meir. I don't understand you to be Meir. You learn B'shoch B'cha. And so how are you telling me the time for Kriyat Shema is on the Kohanim dip? That's still while it's daylight. So the Gemara says, Shapir K'amar le Rabbi Yehuda le Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda, the great question on Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir, Hachi K'amar le. This is Rabbi Meir's response. Mi svarat da'ana ben Hashem Hashot didach ka'amina. Did you think that I understand ben Hashem Hashot like you? And we're all saying ben Hashem Hashot is from sunset till Set HaKochavim, which is however long that is. And then the Kohanim had to dip before Ben Hashem Hashot, which means before sunset. Still daylight. And that's the problem. He said, I don't learn like that. You learned this in Shabbat. Ben Hashem Hashot Rabbi Yossi ka'amina. I understand Ben Hashem Hashot like Rabbi Yossi.
One moment.
It says, Amar Rabbi Yossi Ben Hashem Hashot k'heref ayin. Ben Hashem Hashot is like a blink of an eye. Zeh nechnas v'zeh yotzeh. Daylight. At night enters and day leaves. There's no really time to pinpoint Ben Hashem Hashot. He understands basically that the way I understood it is that there's Set HaKochavim. A second before that is Ben Hashem Hashot. Meaning daytime goes all the way till Set HaKochavim and then it jumps right away to nighttime. He doesn't have this gap between Shekiah and Set HaKochavim of Ben Hashem Hashot. Ben Hashem Hashot is a second before Set HaKochavim. So now, if you learn Ben Hashem Hashot the second before Set HaKochavim, when are the Kohanim dipping? Before Ben Hashem Hashot.
Which is sunset.
Which is still after
What's the
sunset. Meaning, let's say sunset 6 o'clock. Let's say the stars come out 6:10. So we were learning Ben Hashem Hashot from 6 to 6:10. So you take the Kohanim had to dip before 6 o'clock, which is that's way too early.
Okay.
It's daytime. No, Rabbi Meir says I don't learn Ben Hashem Hashot like you. I learn Ben Hashem Hashot from 6:09 to 6:10. So the Kohanim have to dip before 6:09.
9 and 10 seconds.
6:09:59. So they have to dip before 6:09. So they're dipping at 6:05, let's say.
What's the opinion? The sunset does not determine the day.
Yes.
So it's the actual night, the sun's going out, that's the next day.
Right. Even with other opinion, sunset doesn't define the day, just safek. We don't know when night begins. So it was maybe the Kohanim are dipping at 6:07. So that is still after Shekia. So now we have to put an asterisk on Ike's changing the numbers over here. The Bimir said dipping the mikveh. He's no longer before Shekia.
He could be 2.5. He could be 2.5. 2.5.
Getting rid of this, we're putting him here now.
2.5. That's right, 2.5. You don't have to do that.
Yes. Okay, good.
It's a big debate to be better.
So that is sort of Bimir's opinion. Okay,
Let's go.
next.
The Eliezer is now the earliest.
Right,
He's the
Shekia
earliest
is
time. Then this new Rabbi
Right, you gotta
Meir.
change your Eliezer to number. Actually,
It's really the 1, 2, 3 change.
changes to number 1. Yeah.
Kohanim, it's Rabbi Yoshua, is Set HaKochavim. Yehanina is the Ani is after Set, and then this is after.
Right.
Great.
Okay.
So wait, so Kiddush, what is this? Kiddush Hayom now is sunset, right?
Yeah.
So this is right before Set HaKochavim, and then Kohanim. Okay, fine. That's it. Okay, very good.
Okay. Now, good. We got our 5 opinions. The problem is,
Do they dip before eating the terumah?
yes, have to.
Have to.
Step 1 is mikveh. Step 2 is wait till
So
nightfall. And
when
then
do they eat the terumah?
After it's
when they
First
Nice.
Mishnah.
have to say.
Right after the Tzedek Kochavim, they can eat the Ramah, but they can't eat Kodeshim until they bring the Korban the next day.
Right. Okay. Fine. Now the Gemara says, very nice 5 opinions, but we have a contradiction in the Bimir. Kasha did a Bimir, did a Bimir.
Yeah.
Have
And
a
Rabbi
contradiction.
Eliezer also.
And we'll get to this enormous question. Kasha did a Bimir, because we mentioned a couple days ago, Bimir said that the start time was Friday night meal. And then we said over here, the Bimir is saying when they dip in the mikveh.
Which is different times.
Different times, two different.
Can it? Does that?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be?
No, we said it was different times.
At the same time.
Could be, but he said it was different times. Ian said it was different.
Okay, that does avoid the question. Nice. Why can't we just say it's the same time?
It is the
But the
same
Gemara is asking as a contradiction. Here the Bimir said the time for Kriyat Shema is when you eat Friday meal. Here the Bimir said the time for Kriyat Shema is when you dip in the mikveh. That's, you want to say maybe it means the same time. They eat the meal at the same time. Friday meal, which is between Shekia and Seder, which is what we do. So I say maybe it's the same time. Okay, good. Let's see the stuff over here, I guess.
But Rabbi, didn't we learn yesterday that no matter what, Friday night is always going to be earlier because things are prepared earlier, so we have that. We would-
Technically, they
Yes,
could be the
earlier
same
than
time.
what though?
Earlier than.
Huh?
Earlier than
And they eat
During
during
the
the
earlier than we eat during the week.
Earlier than we.
So maybe it's the same time that they did.
Okay.
That's does avoid the question.
Two things derive at the same time also.
You think it's funny to say two different?
Yeah, you're saying that's still a question, I wouldn't answer.
Also, we
What do
clearly
you mean?
said it's
Why
two
is he
different
using two
times.
different-
That time the Kohanim dip, and now the-
But Rabbanan didn't say, why did Rabbanan said Kohanim Kohanim? Said about the guy.
It's still be
Friday
different.
night, and
It's still
For
be
now, I
different.
don't know how.
When you dip, Friday night meal, those have to be two different
I think it's
times.
earlier. I think it's gonna end up being earlier, right?
Does it have to be two different times? No, we're done. I need later.
And it's always later.
Later.
And the guy regular meal is always later.
That's the latest, yeah.
Uh-huh. We're having a problem now
Or
with.
Shabbat. This is just Rashi being that two opinions.
That's earlier though.
It helps us that he's
No,
finding
should-
still
should
with
that
that.
meal when? Should that meal Friday night or Saturday?
Friday.
Saturday, I mean,
Friday.
Saturday, okay.
We'll get there. We'll get to that in a minute. Right? A lot of Achai says when people eat, it's not clear exactly when they. But okay, let's just stick to the Bimir 1 second.
Yeah.
Contradiction to Bimir. One place the Bimir says the time to eat Friday night meal. Second place the Bimir says the time of the Kohanim dip in the mikveh.
Right.
That's a question. Okay, you guys are trying to say maybe those really are the same time.
It could be.
Okay, fine. But there's a question.
Fits.
Okay, let's see the stuff then. On the top. So Zavod says the law mati lememad b'shar shebnei adam nechnasim vekohen chad shirahu. You can't say at the time that people eat their meal Friday night, and the Kohen dipping in the mikveh is Chad Shira at the same time. You can't say that. Why? The im can be meir hainu Rabbi Achai. Then it'll come out. And Rabbi Meir is the same opinion of Rav Achai. The fi piresh Rashi, according to one of the pshatim in Rashi, sherov bnei adam nechnasim lahesev hainu be'erev Shabbat. According to one of the explanations of Rashi, when Rav Achai said people eat their meal, one of the explanations of Rashi was when they eat their Shabbat meal. Okay? If you say, that's what it says, that Rabbi Meir, Friday night meal, is the same time of this Rabbi Meir who says when they dip in the mikveh, if that's the same time, then it comes out this time is the same as this time. Rav Achai then said when people eat their Shabbat meal, same time of Kriyat Shema.
Why?
Why? Yeah, why do you have
Because
to?
if you're saying dip in the mikveh at the same time as eat Friday night meal,
Which is
Shabbat
Ben
meal,
Ashmashot.
Shabbat meal.
Which is Ben Ashmashot, we said, correct?
We don't know when.
Yeah, we said it's,
Rabbi Meir.
it's, what do you mean? It's after Shkia and before Tzet, we said.
Right. Yes, dipping in the mikveh would be right between
But
Shkia and
Rabbi-
Tzit.
Okay,
But if you say this time of dipping in the mikveh is the same time as eating your Shabbat meal,
okay.
that means when he said dipping in the mikveh, he's also saying the time is when you eat your Shabbat meal. So then he's saying the same opinion of Rav Achai. Rav Achai also the time of Kriyat Shema and eat your Shabbat meal.
Yeah, but he doesn't say that that's at Ben Ashmashot. It's, you understand?
It's the same, but it's the same time when you eat their Shabbat meal.
When they eat, but they both hold two different opinions on when you eat your Shabbat meal.
No, they said when you eat your Shabbat meal.
Say he's regular meal. Let's go with that.
Which would be after Tzet.
He's gonna have a second. If you learn that when Rav Achai said eat their meal, he meant Shabbat meal, then you can't learn that when Rabbi Meir said dip in the mikveh, he meant the same as he meant
Right.
eat Shabbat meal. Why?
Why can't dip in the
No
mikveh
question
and
of
the
the time
regular
of the
meal
Shabbat
be
meal.
the same?
Everybody agrees on the Shabbat
Why
meal.
can't dip in the mikveh and the regular meal be the same?
No, they all agree when the
Dip in the
Shabbat meal.
mikveh and Shabbat
Oh,
meal.
no, the regular.
No, but our problem is you have a contradiction
not
between
true.
here to be here. Here to be said.
And they give it out, say, well, how does he have a Shabbat meal? How does he have a Shabbat meal?
Okay. So then if we say it's the same time.
Same
then-
time.
No, nobody says that.
He could have said
Nobody
Shabbat
says
meal.
that.
Same
Nobody.
It's very
No
early.
say Shabbat, you have to add the Shabbat.
Same thing.
Okay.
And the problem is that if he needs a Shabbat meal, Rav Achai also says
He
Shabbat meal.
agrees.
Has to be
He
Shekiyah.
And there are 5 opinions in one braita. So you have 2 opinions saying the
Shabbat meal
same
is
thing.
Shekiyah.
So could it be
No
talking about different opinions?
This-
One's
Shkia.
talking about Rabbeinu Tam when he starts about later, and then one's talking about.
Well,
Kedusha Yom.
Rabbeinu Tam was like 1,000 years after coming and trying to understand that. When they were talking, they had some understanding, and they both, it comes out saying the same thing.
Does everyone agree on the on the Shabbat meal times?
If you say Shabbat meal, 2 guys say Shabbat meal, they mean the same thing.
But everyone agrees that they eat Shabbat meal at the same time?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all agree. Shabbat meal
When
is at
you take
Shkia.
a poll and you go look,
Shkia,
At Shkia.
whatever it is, whatever the time is. You don't want to say it's a machlok. One rabbi says, "Oh, when they eat Shabbat meal, let's say they Shabbat meal," and I use the different poll, and you use the Fox poll, and you use the CNN poll, like we gave out at different times. You know, they're saying a definitive thing when people eat Shabbat.
Everybody's saying the same right now. Stop.
Even CNN poll is saying that now. Even that.
He mentioned both the regular meal and Shabbat meal. Is he saying that?
No, he doesn't. The Rachai just says we eat their meal, and Rashi brings down 2 opinions what he means. Either he means regular meal or he means the Shabbat meal. If he means,
Why can't Rav Achai
Just throw in
and
the
the Meir?
Shabbat meal. That's what's really.
These are all.
right, you're saying by the first shot.
Why can't they work together?
So suppose there's another reason why he doesn't want to say it.
Why he doesn't want.
Yeah, you're right.
5 different opinions arguing on the time.
Agreed, you're right. If
So
he suppose there's only 2
Shabbat
guys, then he doesn't know
at the
Rashi.
same time, then he can't be arguing about Shabbat. From what language you say
Uh-huh.
because really that's the only thing that doesn't fit right now. The rest of it would fit.
Right. He's saying let this, you know, say this should be a proof that we're not talking about.
Otherwise, why would 2 Shabbats be mentioned in a Braita from 2 different sources?
You're saying you'd rather make it mean say the same thing. He means Shabbat meal. You have a question, they say the same thing as the Rachel. He must be a Rachel. Instead of meal, he did it mean Shabbat meal.
Yeah, that's gotta be where it's going.
No. So Safo just says if you, it seems like it could be before had to get started. Rashi that Rashi learned for some reason Shabbat. For some other reason. We just thought Rashi learned Shabbat meal. For other reason, Rachel learned Shabbat meal. So if you said it means Shabbat meal, it's coming out saying.
So he doesn't resolve it, he just leaves it as a question? Or-
So that's why they want to ask to see how did he get it to be means.
So how can you say Rabbi Chai is the latest time if it's a Shabbat meal?
Right.
It can't be.
Right, you're changing it. Before we were talking about a regular meal, now you're talking about a Shabbat.
No, it still could be the latest.
No.
Earlier than what though?
Early, what do you mean? Earlier.
Right, so
That's
maybe
still
that's
have to
the
get
latest.
the Kohabim.
It's not the latest, we use it as the
Rabbi
latest.
Yosef Shabbat, you don't need after Shabbat.
It shouldn't have said regular meal.
This throws a wrench in the
Right, shouldn't have given the option.
Doesn't make sense.
Because now,
So make it early time.
saying if Rashid said, only way. It's if Rabbi Chai holds. That's the only way. Assuming Rashi has to be the only way to ask that question.
They were trying to say.
He's saying, but I didn't give an option to say regular. Right. Okay, so what's kind of another reason why we can't ask?
No, but it's like that's a question on Rashid. Unless you okay, so
It has even another reason why.
I don't like to see it.
Okay.
I don't like to see it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to see.
It's very hard to see the board from there.
What's been messy right now? So.
It's like the half
When you
price
do your
seat
seating
for the
chart,
new-
I need to be there.
The first seat in the corner that no one's trying. You get one of these.
I can be good though. I'm enjoying being next time.
Okay, good. So the guy, let's just get we'll see Tosafot's second answer. Tosafot saying, Gemara's asking to be me who says dip in the mikveh. Here to be me who says eat the Shabbat meal. Right? Question. So Tosafot says, why don't we just say it at the same time?
Salty right now.
What's the big deal? What's the contradiction? Answer is at the same time it's going to come out that a BB is the same as an Rabbi Chai. Shabbat meal or the second explanation of Rabbi Chai. Okay, that's number one.
Number one. Number
Number two, now it just comes from logic. The Gamken lo mistabra lememad. It's not logical to say. The Bnei Adam memaharin kol kach ba'arvei Shabbatot. That people eat so early Friday nights. It's not like we do, but it's not logical that people eat so early Friday nights. Kemo bizmasha kohanim toblim. At the time that the kohanim dip in the mikveh, while it's still somewhat light out, kodem harav shemesh.
Wow.
Before nightfall. It's not logical to say, you're just saying from logic. They worked. It could be his ideas, they worked the day. They worked. They came home and then at nightfall, they started eating dinner. It's not logical to say that the time for Friday night meal is the same time they dip in the mikveh before nightfall.
Why would you use that?
It's not logical to give an answer. We have a contradiction to be here. He just eats Shabbat meal. He doesn't dip in the mikveh. We know this is before a nightfall, before Seder Kohanim. It's not logical to say it's before Seder Kohanim. You might understanding people don't eat the Friday night meal so early.
Okay. So the photo is a much easier way to say this. You could just say Rabbi Chai's answer, how they can't be saying the same thing.
But then everyone's saying, you have the other option of Rabbi Chai. Maybe Rabbi Chai meant the regular meal and maybe meant the Shabbat meal.
But we already said that the regular meal's later than the Shabbat meal.
It is, yes.
Right.
It is. But Shabbat meal is not, so can't be the same time people dip in the mikveh. Just saying it's not logical that he didn't eat that.
Can't do that on Shabbat.
He didn't do the 6:30 mincha.
Rabbi Eliezer is the Shabbat meal.
No, not meal.
Kiddush hayom.
Kiddush hayom. The day becomes kadosh.
That's when you start Shabbat.
That's when I
That's
can't be
when you're the
mechalel
kiddush.
I can't mechalel Shabbat anymore.
That's the Kiddush.
No, not kiddush. Automatic. That's automatic. Shekiah, sun came. I have to stop doing 18 minutes finished. I'll tell you a story. We walked on the highway after 18 minutes.
Did you never hear that?
Kiddush hayom. I didn't make kiddush. Too bad. Kiddush hayom. But he carried
I think I heard that their day used to start earlier. They used to wake up. They used to wake up so much earlier that they also eat much earlier too.
I think they worked all the way till night.
I think I heard that they woke up so much earlier.
Woke up
Exactly.
Going now.
So then they're eating much earlier too.
How long was the walk?
That's the zero
Said that bike that,
Oh.
like when I got
They do. They do rely on Rabbeinu Tam. So
Situation.
I had that, yeah. My sister-in-law was coming back from a flight. Yeah.
Then you got to rely on them on the way out also. You have to. If you started Shabbat late, you have to end it.
That's crazy.
At least that's Shabbat, you
I
know,
think
right?
that's Shabbat for sure.
This was with the 18 minutes?
Maybe.
That was with the 18 minutes?
But the 18 minutes is 18 minutes before Shekiah. That's like a buffer zone. That really is Shabbat. Not Shabbat. Not Shabbat. There's like one opinion that says it is. That's
You have
what
a belly problem with the cool, no? You're riding the bike.
Hazi, the guy said me. Okay.
Somebody tries to say you can ride a bike with that.
I keep it.
Okay, so Kashya did we have a contradiction to be mir and be mir. So Tafot says the Gemara didn't want to say that it's the same opinion. We have a contradiction. What to be mir holds is the time for Kriyat Shema, the time of the Friday night meal, or is the time for Kriyat Shema dip in the mikveh. Gemara says stuck. Last ditch answer today. Tanae aliba did be mir. You have to say it's a machloket Tanaim as to what to be mir held.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's it.
Machloket Tanaim as to what to be mir held. Either he held, yes. Now we have 6 opinions. We just broadened our thing.
Shulchan Aruch holds out.
Shulchan Aruch, we saw hold the time for Kriyat Shema is Set HaKochavim. Mishnah. That's Set HaKochavim, not Mishnah.
Set HaKochavim is Rabbi Yoshua when they eat. When they eat the terumah, it's Set HaKochavim.
Right. What you tell Mishnah, right? Okay. Next question.
You knock out.
We don't hold like all 6 opinions. You hold like one of them. Set HaKochavim.
Who's the one?
I told you guys, by the way, how, you heard that we are still mech on Rabbeinu Tam a little bit. How we eat. I told you that thing.
But it's our Mishnah on the first page.
But how
It's a
do
good
we
one.
get there? How do we prove that the other ones aren't in?
I mean, the
Mishnah.
You can rely on Rabbeinu Tam. Start your meal a half hour before
Set
sunset
HaKochavim.
because you can rely on it. Then we start 72 minutes after.
Who holds that could be Yehuda?
Hold that great.
Right? Shulchan Aruch holds Set HaKochavim is the third time. So if I say Shema earlier, I was not fulfilling my obligation. Shulchan Aruch says after repeat Kriyat Shema by Set HaKochavim. However, the Beit Yosef does rely. Rabbeinu Tam holds when is the time for Kriyat Shema? Plag HaMencha.
Right.
So now, the question is, how the halakha is you're not allowed to eat a half hour before you have a mitzvah to do. That's why we don't eat a half hour before the Omer. That's why they pray here very early to get home. Make sure you say Kiddush a half hour before the time the Omer begins. The question is,
That's not why they play early. They're just praying early because
no, nowadays they make sure to pray early. The question is that during the week and on Shabbat, how do we eat bread for dinner? If I didn't say Kriyat Shema, Set HaKochavim right now is 8:40. So that means you can't sit down to eat a bread meal from 8:10 to 8:40 until you say Kriyat Shema. And Friday night also, you wouldn't be able to start a meal at 8:10 because I didn't say Kriyat Shema. How come the whole year we're not worried about this half-hour gap? We have to make sure not to start the meal.
right.
Big question, no?
Yeah.
Only during the Omer are we concerned about this. Beit Yosef says, "Or somech on Rabbeinu Tam." If you prayed Arbi in shul, we could say you finished. You were Yotzei Kriyat Shema. And we can rely on Rabbeinu Tam's opinion that says you would take Kriyat Shema for this Isur de Rabbanan of making sure not to eat before the time of Kriyat Shema. Really, we don't hold like Rabbeinu Tam. You have to, Shulchan Aruch says you have to repeat Kriyat Shema when it gets dark. All those guys in shul, make sure you repeat Kriyat Shema when it gets dark. That's Shulchan Aruch. You're not Yotzei to Set HaKochavim. But for this Isur de Rabbanan, if you prayed Arbi, or Somech on Rabbeinu Tam. If you didn't pray Arbi, you can't eat your dinner.
And you still have to say Shema after.
And you still have to repeat Shema by Set HaKochavim, but you're allowed.
Just to get out of the
So
idea.
Mech on Rabbeinu Tam.
It's much easier to say that because we have to repeat Shema basically every day of our lives. So you know you always have to repeat Shema. Where Omer you could forget. It's a random mitzvah that only comes around once in a while.
Well, it applies by Mincha also. You can't eat a meal, a big Suda mitzvah by Mincha.
Yeah.
Rabbanan's also
But
lighter,
technically, but when we're praying mincha, we're eating our meals much earlier than mincha. We pray mincha earliest at 4:00, let's say.
Right.
in the
But
winter.
no, right. But the time once the time comes, you should have a Suda Gedolah.
Right. But no one's having Suda Gedolah at
Right,
3:30 in the
Unless you have like a
afternoon.
Sheva Barachor.
No, I see Mark Mastery chilling on the golf course all day long.
During the summer, technically, you're eating during the day, not really the night.
Yeah.
So you don't have the requirement to say Shema during the day. So you're starting because you're starting the meal in the day, like
Right.
you don't have a choice.
That's something. No, that's a
true.
thing.
If you do it so early and you're eating a meal like way even before, half hour before Seder Kolavim, then you're in the clear. But a lot of times you're in that zone. Nowadays we would be if it was like we
And
didn't
so
care
when
about
you
the
start,
moment. You can't start your meal a half hour before the.
you're able to go into.
We don't know. No one knows about this because everyone's so mechana benu tam. I don't know if, now we know why, but
Great. So we're all following Rabbi Tam.
yes, we all somewhat are following a bit of time.
We can't have our meal at half hour before Plant.
Oh, you're saying according to the benu tam, you wouldn't be able to have your meal a half hour before clock. Right. Right. According to the benu tam. We don't hold like the benu tam. We're taking his lead. We're taking his kula.
Great.
There's actually a story, the other Rabbeinu Tam that says Shabbat starts 72 minutes after sunset. My wife's uncle Ronnie Ashkenazi had his first baby. Baby was born Friday night, an hour after sunset.
Yeah. Next day.
Friday night, an hour after sunset. 60 minutes after sunset. So an hour after sunset. So according to us, it's nighttime. After Ben Mashua, it's nighttime. According to Ben Tam, it's Friday. Okay. The halacha is if you have a bris that was pushed off, if you really the bris supposed to be done on Friday or Thursday, you can't do the bris on Shabbat.
Right.
So according to the Ben Tam, you would not be able to do the bris on Shabbat. The bris has to be done on Friday, and not only that, it's asur midoraita to do the bris on Shabbat.
Right.
So they asked the halacha. They asked Rabbi Rosenblum, right down his brother-in-law. He's a little close, but he's actually Hasidish. He holds like a Ben Tam, and he said you can't do the bris on Shabbat.
Wow.
Says asur to the bris on Shabbat. According to the Ben Tam, it's really Friday. So you have to do it on Sunday. So they're waiting. So then he said, Ronnie told me, he said, then Sharetzion gets wind of it. The old timers and like that. They went nuts. He said, we don't hold like the Benutam. We hold like the Geonim that hold that the Shabbat ends, the day ends half hour after.
Like everybody basically, except Rabbi Nutam.
So we don't hold like Rabbeinu Tam. They went crazy. They ended up calling Rav Yashin from Israel. Yeah. Wow. They called Rav Yashin. He's Yerushalmi, and he said he also he's posek not like Rabbeinu Tam. He said yes, he's not like Rabbeinu Tam. He says you should be Mahmir.
Chamabadia said you should wait till Sunday.
Ideally, you should wait till not in this case. General on Shabbat.
Right.
So we don't hold like Rabbeinu Tam, we hold like the Geonim that hold whatever half hour after 40 minutes after sunset the day's over. It's for sure Shabbat. And I think they did the bris on Shabbat. And he said they went crazy. Because you're breaching in the you can't say guys another guy.
You do need to be strict on Shabbat to protect
everybody. I think Eldo keeps it. Does he keep it?
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Everyone's now after 40 minutes.
When I dropped him off at his house, somebody opened the door for him, and I was arguing like, "What do you mean? Opening the door is the Rabbanan. You can do it."
I was once at
I don't know why opening the door. You can do the Rabbanan. Open the door.
Right. I went to Chamabadia to get a beracha before I left Israel. I get there, they finished like Ubal Sion. Everyone's supposed to take off the tefillin. He leaves. I'm like, okay, I guess they're done praying. I got to end early. I don't know. He goes to learn. Like, no, take off my tefillin. 10 minutes later, they all come back in. He comes back out of the room with his Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. I don't have Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. Yeah, Chamabadia is more machmir because he generally goes not minhag. Right?
So Rabbi, if you're two opinions in Rabbi Meir, then one opinion has to be that opinion has to be wrong. The one that says that Shabbat, it's got to be you got to knock the one out altogether.
So machloket what Rabbi Meir held.
No, but he cannot have held that because in the end we have Rabbi Haddad that would have been the same. So you have to say that opinion is totally knocked out.
You could always move Rav Acha to weekday meals.
Right. So going to
No. This opinion of Rabbi Meir, these Tanaim held Rabbi Meir held that.
Good.
This opinion would have put Rabbi Meir with Rav Acha. He wouldn't have put. He would have had only 4.
That's what he would have done.
He would have done that.
That's assuming Rashi's first or second opinion that this is talking about Shabbat, whatever Shabbat, and not regular meal.
Right.
Oh, then right.
Because you told us 2 different things that he's either
said,
Shabbat or regular. Right. You could bump him to regular meal and leave it like this.
Right, but then you have to. So, what second answer is not logical to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the day, 2 opinions of Rabbi Meir. Here Rabbi Meir said when they dip in the mikveh. Here Rabbi Meir says Shabbat meal. What's going on? Answer: you're right. There's a machloket of a later Tanaim, a couple hundred years later, arguing what Rabbi Meir held. Did Rabbi Meir hold and they did mikveh, or did Rabbi Meir hold Shabbat meal? Okay. Now the last question, and we're going to finish this. All these opinions is Kasha did Rabbi Eliezer or did Rabbi Eliezer?
Yeah, this is major.
We also have a contradiction in Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer says over here in our bright, when is the time for Kriyat Shema? Shekiah. Rabbi Eliezer in our Mishnah said, when is the time for Kriyat Shema?
Seta Kochavim.
Teruma, Seta Kochavim. That's another contradiction. So the Gemara also. Okay, now again, in comes Tosafot, same time. Why not say it's the same time? Tosafot says because if this really means, if you would say this really means the same time as when the Kohanim Alari Tiruma, meaning Seta Kochavim, then this is going to be the same as
To be sure.
Yes. Right. So it can't be that he meant Seta Kochavim when he said that day becomes Kashmir.
Sure. Because Rabbi Yehoshua holds.
If this was the same time as Kohanim, if you want to say this is Kohanim,
Then
maybe you want to make it the same time as the Mishnah comes out.
Then you don't read that.
Rabbi Eliezer is the same as Rabbi Yehoshua. So it can't be at the same time. So it must be Rabbi Eliezer saying a different time of Shekiah. As he's saying a different time of Shekiah. If he's saying Shekiah, we have our question. In the Mishnah, he said the time is when the Kohanim dip in Akveh, which was said. Right?
Dipping or
Yehoshua said, I'm going to eat tonight. This is our Mishnah.
So how do we disprove Rabbi Chananya?
Eat terumah. Our contradiction is that Rabbi Eliezer here's his Kiddush Hayom. Rabbi Eliezer in the Mishnah said when the Kohanim eat. This is the contradiction. Tosafot says you can't squash these into the same time and say this really means the same as this, and it's when they
right? That's Rabbi Yehoshua.
Because that's when they come out. And it's the same thing as Yehoshua.
You said the first watch, right? And
That
the
was
first
the end
watch.
That was the end time.
Start time was Seta Kochavim.
How do we get rid of
Rabbi Eliezer was the first watch, first Shmura.
That was the end time of Kiyach Shema. The start time of Kiyach Shema is Seta Kochavim.
Rabbi, if you're
Rabbi
using,
Eliezer.
Everybody in the Mishnah.
Rabbi, if you're using the logic that no one can be the same, right? That's what we're trying to say.
Yes,
There's
five
all these
opinions or five
different opinions.
Yeah.
The latest, then Rashi's explanation of Rabbi Chai cannot be Shabbat.
Right.
Why not?
Because then Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Chai would be the same thing.
Yeah, that was the question over here.
Right. Therefore, it had to be that
Because you're using the same logic there. 2 and 3 can't be the same time. Cannot be because meanwhile, it really is the same time. It probably is, but whatever. They're saying it's not. So then you can say the same thing about
Right. You're right. That's what it had.
1 and whatever IKB's numbers are horrible. What is that?
3 and 5.
5? 5.
We said either
Right.
that's not Shabbat meal, Rabbi Meir, and there's an argument on what he really held,
Or it's the
right?
same.
Or it is Shabbat meal, and this could be regular meal. You don't like that, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
then
I
you
don't
can't
know why you don't like it. But it could be.
Yeah, going the other way. It's also with Shabbat, with the Shabbat.
I'm spinning now.
It's confusing. I'm just telling you.
I got a merry-go-round.
I think we gotta erase it.
Restart.
One second. Let's stick to Rabbi Eliezer for now. Okay? Rabbi Eliezer here says the time is Shekiah. We agree to that?
Yeah.
Rabbi Eliezer the Mishnah said the time is Seta Kochavim.
Yes.
Contradiction. Contradiction. Right?
Problem.
Contradiction.
Yes.
So folks, don't try to finagle it and say this Kiddush Hayom really means Seta Kochavim. Can't be.
Okay.
Because then it's going to be the same time as Rabbi Yehoshua.
Correct.
Done. So it must be Rabbi Eliezer when he said Kiddush Hayom meant Shekiah, and Rabbi Eliezer the Mishnah when he said Korim Terumah was different times. So we're back to our contradiction in Rabbi Eliezer, and the Gemara answers to that. You have to say it's 2 Tanaim according to Rabbi Eliezer again. Machloket Tanaim as to what Rabbi Eliezer held. Again.
You have a Tana that didn't know what he said. You have 2 people that didn't know what he said.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
And the second answer the Gemara gives is that if you go back to the Mishnah,
Well, Rabbi, sorry. Wouldn't we always hold by the Mishnah over a Braita?
yes, generally.
But here,
Yes.
This Braita seems flawed.
But we do it in halakha. We do hold by the Mishnah.
Yeah.
That's it.
The second answer, and then we'll give a recap. The second answer as to what Rabbi Eliezer, how to answer this contradiction is that if you read the Mishnah, did Rabbi Eliezer ever say when the start time of Shema is?
No.
No.
Go
back to the Mishnah.
End of the first watch.
No, he says
Where
Teruma.
do you put the comma in the Mishnah? Let's go back to the Mishnah.
ומתי קוראים את שמע דין? שעה שהכהנים נכנסים לאכול בתרומתן.
Who's the author of this first line? When do you say Kriyat Shema in the evening?
Right, this could be
Answer.
Tanakama and then Atzalaf Radi.
B'shah she'konim nechnasim lechol betirumatan. The start time is the konim mitirumah, meaning Seta Kochavim. Ad sof hashmona rishona. The end time is the end of the first watch, 4 hours. The Rabbi Eliezer. But that whole thing, Rabbi Eliezer, it's a run-on sentence. Answer. Shush konim ad sof hashmona rishona. Rabbi Eliezer, or is it? When do we say Kriyat Shema? B'shah she'konim lechol betirumatan. Comma.
Seta Kochavim.
Seta Kochavim. That's first opinion. Now let's discuss about the last opinion, the end time.
Wow.
So what are you reading?
Wow.
So how do you, which way do you go? If you put the comma before Ad Sof Ashura Rishona, then Rabbi Eliezer in the Mishnah never discussed the start time for Kidyat Shema.
Wow.
Only discussed the end time, and he holds the start time is Kidesh Hayom.
So the beginning of the Mishnah, the beginning of the Mishnah is not Mishnah?
Yeah, it's Rabbanan, how we're both saying.
Okay.
And this is
So the whole thing is not Rabbi Eliezer, it's only the Ad Sof.
Well, that's an opinion.
right. That's the second answer. Let's just read that inside. V'ibait ema is 4 words. V'ibait ema, or you can answer this contradiction of Eliezer. That seemingly Rabbi Eliezer said in our Mishnah that the start time is Seta Kochavim, and here Rabbi Eliezer is saying the start time is Shekiah. So we can answer Resh Alav Rabbi Eliezer. The beginning of the Mishnah when it said Seta Kochavim is not Rabbi Eliezer. Not Rabbi Eliezer talking. The start time wasn't Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer only started talking about the end time of the Yeshua. Start time was kind of Kama. Is the Yeshua. Okay, so the end of the day. End of the day.
It's a major change up.
In the end of the day, we have a lot of opinions here. First opinion is Rabbi Eliezer. Just tell me if you all agree to this. First opinion is Rabbi Eliezer. Kidesh Hayom. Shekiah. Second opinion.
For the end.
Start time.
Start time.
We didn't even get
Okay.
there. Start time is Rabbi Eliezer. This is one.
Okay.
Second opinion. Who's number 2?
Kohanim.
No,
wait,
that's
Rabbi
right.
Meir.
Right.
Rabbi Meir,
Number 2.
who goes at Ben Hashem Ashur,
Then-
like
then-
Rabbi Yossi,
then
just
Kohanim.
right before Set.
Then we have Seta Kochavim. Good.
Rabbi
Kohanim.
Yoshua.
Yoshua.
Then we have Ani and
But we can't forget our other Rabbi Meir who says
2.5.
Friday Shabbat meal.
Right.
The other rabbi.
Shabbat meal. The other Rabbi Meir.
That was 2.5.
His cousin.
Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
So he's coming out now. He's after.
He would
He's after
between
Yoshua.
1 and 3.
No, it can't be.
But we said he was.
He'd still be
Between 1 and 3.
He's,
Yeah, he'd still
No.
be between 1 and 3.
Has to be.
No, it couldn't be because the Gemara asked. No, it'd be
Dipping
this.
exam
The
was-
dipping exam is between one and 3.
Correct.
And we said Rabbi Meir can't. This Gemara asked it as a question. This Rabbi Meir can't fit with this Rabbi Meir. This Rabbi Meir must be later. Let's go to the second
so it
answer.
goes
So the
up.
must be later because people don't eat before sunset. No, even
No,
later
after
than
4.5.
After sunset, I think
4.
3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
whatever.
3.5?
Because this.
That's right.
After they dip.
Let's get him as 4.
After Set.
Let's get him as 4. Then we come to Rabbi Hanina as 5, and then let's go regular meal. Let's go keep it with that.
Thank you.
Regular meal, and we'll go
Why is regular
Right?
much later than Shabbat?
3, 4, 4, and these are 2 different Rabbi Meirs. Matter of minutes. These are 2 different Rabbi Meirs, either dip in the mikveh or Friday night meal. Gemara said yesterday.
Actually, 4.
Right,
It's the
Rabbi
same
Meir hold
time.
it.
That's what I was trying to say. 4
Could
and
it be
5.
saying it's a different Rabbi Meir, just like
and Shabbat at the same
4 and a
exact
half.
time.
Oh,
100%. We said that yesterday.
that could be.
Yes.
That could be. Could be this Tana would agree to Rabbi Hanina.
Right.
Could be.
4 and a half.
Could be. Yes.
That's we said yesterday.
We had that in our yes. Could be 4 and 5 at the same time. And each could be the same thing.
How does
People
Rabbi
going as
Meir-
a pair, and if it's spinning.
Have another review.
How does Rabbi Meir?
That was the question.
I'm saying, is it 2 different Rabbi Meirs?
No, it's 2 different opinions on what he held. In the
We don't know.
Two different opinions on what that
people went to
rabbi
his class.
happens every day.
Right.
It's like us arguing on what you taught us today.
How do you hold?
Got it. This is it.
Reb, I don't know why you're knocking this regular meal thing out every time I say it. I don't know why you don't like it. It's the first opinion of Rashi. Is that it's
Right, you want to say
regular
regular meal, but then you could say that this regular meal would be Meir. Then what was the question? Be Meir did Meir.
meal. The question was how he contradicts himself.
Why don't we say at the same time?
Because then he would hold,
Friday
then he'd hold like number 5.
Same time.
And we said he can't.
Yeah, why?
Because then he'll hold